and welcome to September's edition of Create Inkspire. This is Amanda from Rise and Procrastinate, and well, we're going to do a little something different today. I thought since it's 2020 and well, things are getting a little weird here, I thought that we would emboss some toilet paper. Yes, you heard that right, we're going to emboss some toilet paper. So this should work with any toilet paper. I'm using some 2-ply toilet paper, and I've got 8 sheets, and I've folded them over on top of themselves, 2 sheets on each layer. And so we've got 4 layers here. And I did a little bit of experimenting with this, but I found that the best way it worked for me was to grab a piece of thin cardstock from my stash. This is, I think, like 65 pound. And I'm going to glue it to the back of my, my toilet paper layers here. Now, the inspiration video that I got this from Frenchie Stamps, I will link it in the description box below. She did not use cardstock with hers. But I found that when I didn't use cardstock, not only was it easy to flatten out my toilet paper when I went to glue it onto my card front, and thus kind of losing the embossed effect, but it was also really hard to cut down the toilet paper when I used my trimmer or my guillotine cutter. And I cannot cut with scissors straight to save my life. So the lady from Frenchie Stamps did use scissors for her, so maybe that's why it was easier for her. But like I said, I can't cut straight. So once you have your toilet paper stacked up here, before you put it into your embossing folder, you do need to spray it fairly liberally. Don't get your toilet paper sopping wet here, but you do need to spray it. I decided to use my Perfect Pearls DIY like shimmer spray here. If you're not going to use cardstock on the back, spray both sides. But because I had cardstock on the back, I did not spray both sides. I just sprayed the one. I believe that the spraying it is what kind of glues the layers of toilet paper together so they don't peel apart later. Now, once it's dried, you can cut your panel down, and I did this off screen. My guillotine trimmer is one of those big 12 by 12 ones. It doesn't really fit in camera very well, so I cut it down off screen. I cut mine down to 4 by 5 1/4. Now it's dry, and you can ink blend over the top of it. So I've got tumbled glass here, and I am just gently, very, very gently, it's not that you have to be gentle with the paper, but because I didn't want the ink to go down into the crevices, I'm just gently ink blending over the top. So I'm just getting the ink on the raised areas of the embossing, just to give a little bit of dimension and make the pattern stand out a little bit better. Now, I chose tumbled glass here. I'm going to be dating myself a little bit here. But the reason why I chose the tumbled glass is because I don't know if any of you remember the blue toilet paper back in like maybe the late 80s, early 90s. I don't remember exactly when it was. But so that's why I chose the blue. just to give it a little hint of retro toilet paper there. I think I remember there being pink as well, but pink seemed a little unappealing to me on a toilet paper card, if you know what I mean. So anyway, now I'm gluing the back of my panel so I can mat it on a black piece of cardstock, just to give it a little bit of trim and make the panel pop a little bit better. I'm just got a little bit more of an 1/8 of an inch border here. I cut my panel a little crooked and had to cut off a little bit more than I wanted. So I guess it's a little bit smaller than 4 by 5 1/4. So I lied to you a little bit earlier there. So now we are going to put my sentiment and my little decorative pieces on here. I cut these with my Cricut. I've got a 3-inch circle, I believe, and then this toilet paper image, and this is the I Love You More Than Toilet Paper image in Cricut Design Space. I've got the numbers I will have listed in the description box below. This was a free image, so you don't have to worry about paying for it. I'm just going to assemble this here. I'm using the negative pieces to line everything up. I find that is easiest, especially when I have to have something that's a straight line, like these little dotted pieces to mimic the tear off parts of the sheets. So I'm just going to glue those in real quick, and then there's a little piece to represent like the hole in the roll. I'll just glue those on real quick as well. And then off to the side here, we have the sentiment and the label that I cut. I'll give you those numbers as well in the description box below, and the font that I used. It's going to pop up on the screen here in a second. I don't remember the name of it. It's like birthday cake or something like that. It is a writing font. I don't remember if that was free. I do have some cartridges that I own that came with fonts, so it might have been off of one of those. I don't really remember, but I do remember that the toilet paper image was free. That did come with some text that said I love you more than toilet paper, but I deleted the text and decided to use my own sentiment. And I am using broken china to just go around the edges here, make it pop off my background a little bit since everything was white. And I only used a tiny bit of that tumbled glass on the background. It doesn't show up a whole lot in the video, but there is a little bit more tumbled glass on that background than what it looks like in my video. So now I'm just going to use some foam tape to pop these images up, give this card a little bit more dimension, and then we're just going to be adhering everything on here. This is a fairly simple card. That shimmer in the background that I sprayed in the beginning does show up better than it did on video today. Sometimes I get the shimmer, sometimes I don't. And that's just kind of how it goes with the cameras. I don't know why sometimes I get a better depiction of the shimmer than others. You know, cameras are just kind of finicky. So we're just going to finish up assembling this card. I hope that you found this card a little fun and a little wacky here. I did think that this was quite fitting for the year that we've all had. And it was definitely something different than the normal cards that I make. So I want to thank you for watching today, and I hope that you enjoyed this month's edition of Create and Inkspire. Don't forget that the supplies that I used today are listed in the description box below. My social media links and YouTube channel are listed also in the description box below. And as always, have a great day.